The Real Estate Tailgate, episode 16, with some upsets in college football.
We are back, the Real Estate Tailgate. David Underwood, how are you, my friend?
I'm wonderful, man. I'm wonderful. How are you, Mike?
I'm great. Beautiful October morning.
Yeah, and can you feel it in the air?
You know what my app said today? You don't see this much in Michigan's forecast. Daily forecast, St. Clair Shores, abundant sunshine.
Oh, wow.
Abundant sunshine. What a forecast.
Maybe it's a sign.
It's going to be winter soon, and we're going to be talking about the grays. And
maybe
I like that. I don't know. It made me smile this morning. Abundant sunshine, high of 64.
I think maybe we're getting blessed because some event is happening this afternoon here in Detroit area.
Ooh, I wonder what that could be.
Detroit baseball.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Wow.
It became a reality.
ALDS game 3 at home
3
today. Awesome.
That's right.
That's, Tiger playoff baseball here in the Motor City, first time in a decade.
Did
Over
you
a
watch that
decade.
game the other day? Did you watch game 2? Did you guys, either of you guys watch it?
Yes, I did.
My ears watched it.
was-
I was listening to.
I got the opportunity to watch most of it, and man, some people thought it was a boring game, but I don't know. I like pitchers duels.
Yeah, I do too.
And
If I get a chance to watch
it was
it.
a good some great pitching performances.
Yeah, Scooble, man. That guy, he deserves MVP for sure.
Yeah, Scoobs is he's a freak.
Yeah, he knows how to close. We can finally close. That's what we needed.
And then what we did to their closer, we just got in his head, man.
Yeah.
We rattled him. We rattled him.
And he is a awesome closer.
Yes.
He's an awesome pitcher.
He's like the Mariano Rivera, right?
Exactly.
Of our time.
Exactly.
He's the main closer. Wow.
Yep.
Kerry Carpenter. Man, as soon as he hit it, I was like, that's gone. And then he flips the bat. That's great. Great.
Oh yeah.
Great.
So if you're a baseball fan, you're feeling good. A Detroit baseball fan, I should say. If you're a Guardian fan, welcome to town.
That's right.
Welcome to our playground.
That's right.
We tape, and we're always a week behind our tapings come out. So hopefully, when this comes out, we'll be moving on to the ALCS.
Oh yeah,
right?
Well, yeah, we're in the middle of a best of 5 series. It's 1-1.
Yep, it's tied right now.
We have today
and tomorrow
at home. So we have an opportunity to clinch while we're here at home.
It's good, man.
That's
It's just a
right.
feel-good story, the Tigers.
It's a feel great story. And you know what? Worst case scenario, if we at least win one of the two, guess who's taking the mound on Game 5 back in Cleveland?
Yeah. Scooble, yes.
Scooble, yes. So, if you're a Detroit Tiger fan, it's an exciting time.
I feel everyone's happy about it. Like everyone's talking about it. It's great.
Well, and nobody saw it coming either.
Yeah.
That's the other crazy
But I mean,
part.
it really helps a community and the whole area. Like everyone's upbeat about it. It's cool.
Yeah, and it's even better if you're just an overall baseball fan. This time of year, if you're a baseball fan, I was trying to keep up with some of the standings. Baseball, the games are so long and there's so many of them, and a lot of them are played during the day when some of us are trying to get work done. But, it looks like all the series are going really well. There's no potential in any of the series for a sweep. I think every series right now is like 1-1 or 2-1.
Okay.
So, and they're,
I just follow the Tigers.
Well,
I didn't. I'm glad you're up on this.
Yeah, and I've heard that there's, I've heard there's been some exciting. I think the Mets are kind of like the Tigers.
Mets.
Yeah.
They're on a roll.
Yeah.
The Mets have been hot, and I'm actually surprised. Like I said, 1-1, 2-1. I have to check.
Quick trivia. You know what their full name is? The Mets.
I do not know.
The New York Metropolitans.
Yes, the Metropolitans.
Okay,
Little trivia.
All right. Little sports trivia with Mike Mitchell. I love it.
Well, since you segue,
I'm full of useless knowledge.
since you segue into trivia, I'm going to bring something up that I wasn't aware of.
Oh no!
You know, I wasn't born here in the Detroit area, but I've been here for maybe 30 years now. I love the Detroit area. You know, my kids were raised here, but anyway, Tigers won its first World Series about 89 years ago. And when they won, it was during the Great Depression in Detroit.
So,
and you know,
trying to do the math in my head.
so no one was doing that great financially, but it did boost morale. What I didn't know was at that time, okay, right after that, in the same time period, the Lions won the 1935 NFL championship.
Oh, I see where you're going with this.
Okay,
okay.
and then 2 months
Can history
later,
repeat itself?
then 2 months later, the Red Wings won their first Stanley Cup.
What year was all this? Do you have
In 1935.
35. Okay. I was
35-ish, I think, you know.
I was trying to do the math in my
34,
head.
35. So I just thought I'd bring that up. I heard that, and it just blew my mind. I didn't know that.
Yeah, that is wild.
Yeah.
That is
That
wild.
was like the trifecta. And I see Dr. Hooper here rocking his new Red Wings hat.
Yeah.
That's right.
Where'd you cop that, man? I heard you finally went.
I finally went to my first Red Wings.
You went to a game?
I
Yeah.
did. I went to. It was a preseason game, but it was with one of my fraternity brothers, really good friend of mine, who's a big Red Wings fan. And so we went to LCA, Little Caesars Arena, for those that are not from the Metro Detroit or Detroit region, and we watched the Red Wings face the Ottawa Senators. Unfortunately, the Wings did not prevail, but I looked at my buddy and I said, "Hey, it's preseason." So,
Exactly.
but it was fun.
What'd you think? Where'd you sit? Upper or lower?
Upper.
A little steep. Got to be careful.
A little steep, yeah, but you know,
But you're looking down on it, so.
yeah, but you know, I will say for sporting events, I really do like LCA because there really is no bad view. You know,
And
it's
you've
much
been
like
there before for Pistons games.
Pistons games.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, you've been to Pistons
I've been,
games,
been
so.
Yeah, I've
quite
been
a
there
few
too.
I've been to
for both.
Yeah, I've been to quite a few Pistons games. Those are a lot of fun too. But no, never went to a hockey game, but it was a lot of fun. Yeah, whenever there'd be fights, the crowd would just be, you know, like, yeah. So it's just like, all right.
No,
You
that's
got some
awesome.
fights at a preseason game?
Oh yeah. Oh,
nice.
Yeah. it got dirty.
Yeah, and you know what? I'm not up on the preseason. I mean, I know Mike's not a preseason guy at all.
He's not a preseason
But
guy at all.
what I thought was kind of weird. I was listening on the radio because I usually, because they have the games, even the preseason games, they have them on the ticket. So they after the game they were talking and they mentioned the points. I didn't realize that they kept points like they do during the regular season in the preseason. Because they were like, oh yeah, they're the points are whatever it was, they're 2, 3, and 1 or whatever, and it wasn't the record. I think it was the points. You know how they keep points? Mm-hmm. You get points for
I didn't know they
win
do
or
that
points.
for preseason. Though.
Yeah, I didn't know that either. So maybe something's changed where maybe it's a little bit more competitive to make preseason a little bit more competitive. I don't know. That's something I was going to check into.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't yet. But I do want to say, man, I love the new hat that you're rocking.
Yeah,
man.
it's pretty.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a vintage hat, vintage style hat. So
Yeah,
it's
sweet. It's sweet,
And
man.
I'm very particular about my hats. So I was in the shop, and my buddy's like, "You gonna get that one?" And because I was looking at a bunch of them, and I'm trying them on. He's like, "You find one yet?" I was like, "Andrew, this is a process." Okay, like,
Yeah, I know you are, man. But you do rock some nice hats.
thank you.
You got some great lids.
Yeah, man.
I want to say, I believe their season kicks off tomorrow. I think the Wings' first their first official season game, first game. I don't know if it's at home, but I know that I believe they start tomorrow. Because I think the Pistons start.
Yeah, they start like very soon.
Yeah, the Pistons start like around the 22nd. I want to say they're actually in their preseason right now.
Right.
So we got everyone. Everyone's rocking in the motor.
Yeah, and we've Wings face the Penguins tomorrow.
Okay.
At
In Pittsburgh.
They are going to be at home.
Really?
Yep, we're playing them at home.
Wow.
Yep.
For some reason, I don't think the Wings usually have their first game at home, but maybe they do this year.
They're home.
Wow. Okay.
So
well, go Wings.
Go Wings.
I know they have a home game October 27th. That's the next Lions home game. They're playing Tennessee, and my daughter wants us to do the double header. She wants to go to the Lions game and then the Red Wing game after.
Yeah.
But I don't know if this old guy can do it, man. Tailgate in the morning, Lions game 1 to 4:30, and then the Red Wings game's like at 6:30, I think.
Yeah, you'd have to take a couple
and back
days
in the
off.
day, I could do that, but I don't know if I can do it.
Yeah. Wings on the 27th. They face the Oilers in Edmonton. So that's going to be at 1800 hours or 6 p.m. for.
Yeah.
So that'll be fun.
So I was gone this weekend up north with some friends on a golf weekend, but so I was a little out of the loop. But I heard something happened in Michigan. What happened to Michigan? Oh, did they?
Time for college football.
Yeah,
Roundup.
and we're heading to college football.
Sorry.
Yes, Mitchell.
Sorry, Walter.
Yes. The Michigan
Was
Wolverines.
it a bad game? I was out of the loop. I was off the grid.
Well, then it's a good thing you're not a Michigan fan.
Yeah.
That's all I have to
Yeah.
say.
Do you notice I'm not wearing any maize and blue today?
I was off the bandwagon.
No.
Did they get blown out? I didn't even check the score.
Well, they didn't even get blown out. I think it was 17-27. So
Okay.
I mean,
Yeah,
it
they
wasn't.
lost. They did lose by double digits by 10.
Yeah, but it's let's see.
Not that I pay attention to any of that.
Yeah,
as a
17 to
Buckeye
27, and yeah, it was just. I don't know, man. As I say, this is.
It's all right. They're doing all right.
This is the Mulligan season, and for those that are unaware, Coach Sharon Moore was offered and signed a 5-year deal with the Michigan Wolverines. So this year it's his Mulligan year. Rebuild, whatever. I know.
Yeah, let him get his.
We talk about that a lot with the Lions with the exception of this year. It's like, it's a rebuild. So in this case, this is a rebuild, and honestly, for the Washington team, I have nothing against Washington.
Washington Huskies.
Yeah, the Huskies. I mean, for those that are not in the know, the Huskies were the opponent for the championship that the Wolverines faced.
Yeah,
in
that was the
season.
rematch game.
This was the rematch game, and the Huskies, good for them. And you know what? I respect the program. I like the program, and I think it's already made things very interesting for the Big Ten. So
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, that's right. They're part of the Big Ten now.
part of the Big Ten, them,
And-
Oregon, UCLA, USC. So
Again, I was off the grid, so forgive me. But was it at Washington?
it was at Washington.
Yeah.
Yep.
And Washington is kind of in the same boat as Michigan.
Yeah.
New coach.
Yep.
A lot of new players.
Mm-hmm.
Remember they lost their ace quarterback.
Yep. Michael Penix Jr.
Yeah. So, he's in the NFL now.
He is. He plays for Atlanta.
Yeah. But it was two teams, similar situations.
Yeah.
And Washington came out on top.
They did.
And
And I will say, compared to, even though, Harbaugh left at a high note, because, he won the championship. He did what he promised he was going to do. And then
Cheated.
I know. Then he goes to the NFL because he wants that Super Bowl ring. But I will say, DeBoer, who was Washington's previous coach, he did that. I think he did them dirty. He went over to Alabama, which segue right into
here we go.
the upset of the season. Alabama fell to Vanderbilt.
Big V.
The big V, man. I watched highlights of that game.
It was good. That's good to.
I mean, Vanderbilt just destroyed. They were out for blood, and anytime the Crimson Tide loses, it's a good day for me. So.
Yeah, those Vandy students weren't just out for blood; they were out for goalposts too.
That's right.
You heard about that,
I
right?
heard that. Yeah, I did hear that.
And then, of course, we have to be fair, and we have to be fair here. Professor's Buckeyes, of course, prevailed as always. So like I said, I'm calling it. I think Ohio.
My Irish prevailed.
Your Irish did prevail
We
as
had a bye
well.
week.
Because there was no. But Professor, your Buckeyes did prevail as well. And I've said it. I think they're going to be in the running for the championship. I do think that.
Yeah.
So
Well, still a lot of football
Who's
to
gonna
be played, and
the Buckeyes in Texas.
we have a test this week.
okay, the test is going to be in Oregon.
Yeah.
So you guys face Oregon. That'll be a great game. Both programs are 5-0, and you're going to be paying a visit to the West Coast. So that'll be interesting.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Looking forward.
Let's see if
Our
Ryan Day.
Our Lions are on the bye. Had the bye, so
That's
they're
right.
coming up that. But big game Sunday in Dallas.
Mm-hmm.
America's game. We got the 4:30 game, so the game of the week.
That's right.
Little, after what happened last year in Dallas. So I think I just heard Coach Campbell on the drive over here to the studio, and they asked him, "Is this lingering, revenge game?" And of course, he's a great coach. Like, it's the next game, one more game,
right.
But that's on their mind.
Oh, yeah.
They want.
Of course.
So I hope we.
Well,
get
yeah.
there.
Dallas has kind of had our number.
Yeah. Especially away.
Yep.
Especially in their stadium, they have. So, but you know what? Seattle had our number too, and we took care of business.
Exactly. So
So
that's what it's
hopefully we
about.
can take care
Yeah.
of business at Dallas.
Yeah, I will say that
In Jerryland.
That Seattle game was something. I was thoroughly impressed with the way the Lions handled that.
What a game that was! Wow.
Yeah, but for some reason,
That
man,
was not
Dallas.
what I thought was going to happen.
Dallas just, I don't know. Sometimes I guess I'd have to use the word lucky. That's the only thing that comes. I don't know. Did you see any of that Dallas Pittsburgh game? Did you see the Dallas Pittsburgh game or any of that?
Yeah, I saw
Did you
some
see
of
the
it.
end of that? I mean, Dallas was struggling. I thought
Right.
Pittsburgh was going to win that game, and they got lucky with a drive at the end. It just looked like it was almost like someone waved a wand, and the Pittsburgh defense just couldn't stop them on that last drive, and Dallas ended up winning. That was
2017, 3 points.
Was that? Yeah, that was. Was that
Yeah,
Sunday
wow.
night? Was that Sunday night?
Sunday
I think it was
night,
Sunday
yeah.
night football.
Sunday night football.
So, yeah, I'm looking forward to this coming Sunday.
America's game of the week. Yep.
That's right.
Yeah, the so-called America's team
Yes,
against.
they're not my team.
No, absolutely not. He will never see.
Sorry,
us.
Cowboys fans. I have a few friends that are Cowboys fans, so that's why I had to throw that out
I
there.
will never support any.
Well, when I was a young lad, very young lad, I liked Dallas, but we're talking a long.
You know what? I did too. When I was a young kid, I liked Dallas.
Yeah, then after
Young. Like
Yeah,
I
I'm
just started
talking
to
like
watch.
talking before. I'm talking grade school.
Yeah, me too.
You know,
But then after Dallas, we got one of our biggest tests, the Vikings.
Oh yeah,
You
the
think
Vikings.
so? I don't think it's.
don't know.
I think
It's
we're gonna.
all-
They haven't played anyone. Quit looking at the record.
Yeah. Well, but
They haven't played us yet. They haven't played us yet. And I think they're getting a little lucky too.
Yeah.
Professor, what do you think?
Well, you say don't look at the record, but winning breeds confidence. That's the only thing
Yeah.
I'm concerned about.
Yeah.
But I'm
Okay,
saying
I'll put it that way. So I agree with you, but winning does breed
they haven't
confidence.
played us yet.
And I haven't watched a whole Vikings game, but I saw bits and pieces of the last game or maybe the game before. And I'll tell you what, they looked freaking confident on the field.
Yeah.
And especially with their quarterback. I mean, we know that with their quarterback
Sam Darnold.
situation,
But
Darnold was
I think it's more their
unexpected.
defense that's impressed me. Actually,
Well, that's
I
what
like their defense.
But that's what I mean. Both look
Yeah.
confident and they feel confident.
Complimentary.
So I think they need to meet us,
Yes. Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And we need to greet them.
That's right.
So I agree with you. I'm looking
I'm
forward
going
to
to call
that.
it right now, right here and now, that we beat them.
All right.
in
All right.
Minnesota.
What's the score?
I'm not going to give a score yet, but I'm just calling out the Lions.
No,
win.
I'm confident that we'll beat them. But like you said, the score, I just.
Yeah.
we'll have
And
to see.
we are visiting them too.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
And hopefully we can. You have to remember, we're coming out of a bye, and we had a handful of injuries, and I think everyone's back. I think.
Yes.
I just heard that someone's not going to be able to come back.
that's our commissioner calling right now.
Yes. BB. I heard on the radio today. Dan Campbell said BB's going to be back. Frank Ragnow's back. He said they said Frank's
Yeah, I
fine.
heard that they practiced.
Yep.
And that
Brian
they're back.
Branch. So.
But yeah, we're looking forward to that. So yeah, I mean, Detroit sports is rocking right now. We've got all four sides going. Like we said, the Red Wings are starting up. Pistons started their preseason, and of course, baseball. October baseball is in effect. And
That's
the
right.
Lions are rolling. We're having a good season so far.
Go Tigers, man. I hope they do it today.
Yeah. So
I do
looking
too.
forward to that.
I do too. And once again, the Tigers were nobody expected this. Nobody
That's what's cool
expected
about
this. I know. So it's like, oh, let's go, because let's just say if they do go all the way, this year would mark 40 years since their last pennant.
Wow. And,
So-
I know we mentioned it earlier, but that home run
Yeah.
by Kerry Carpenter,
Yeah.
it's already history, man. That's going to go down. I mean, no matter what happens for the rest of this playoffs, that's one of those home runs that's going to be up there, and people are going to remember that. Because think about it, that was a big part. That was the icing on the cake, that moved us along into where we're at now. You know what I mean?
Oh
So,
yeah, absolutely, 1000%.
Yeah, I'm sure
Yep.
downtown's going to be buzzing today.
Yeah. So
yeah.
so
Down
that
there.
yep. So we could have some playoff ball here in the motor.
Amen.
So
Any Detroit Tigers or Lions players need any real estate or mortgage services?
That's right.
How can we segue into this?
hey, we don't discriminate. So if there's Red Wings players or
Call
Pistons
me.
players, same thing. Call us. We'd love to help, even if we just have
Wouldn't that be
guys have
cool?
questions.
Wouldn't that be cool if some of our listeners were pro sports players? It's possible they could, but
Yes, possible.
I doubt
Yes.
it. But
Yeah.
I don't know.
Never say never.
No one's listening, right?
So, Mike,
David,
how's the real estate world, bro?
it's good, man. Things are cruising along. It's been a good fall. I've had a good month. Well, it's only October 7th is today, 9th. But I mean, good September, October, a good fall. Which I don't know. I've noticed over my career, I usually do. You get a little slowdown in August, and then usually get a little pickup mid-September till Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
You never notice that?
After school starts
Yeah,
and
did you notice that?
things
Yeah.
settle down a little bit.
Like you get really slow, and all of a sudden you get a little pop, and in the fall. So it's been good. I had a couple closings last week. There's a lot, very opportunistic market out there. There's a lot of opportunities for people.
Awesome. And with that said, I just want to remind everyone that's listening out there, if you're thinking about buying a home, or you know someone, family members, friends, coworkers, church members, anyone that's looking to buy a home, and they want a really strong professional to talk to, if they're looking to buy, or if they're looking to sell, don't be afraid to reach out
I know
to Mike.
we need to, and to you, sir. We need to have another closing together soon.
Yeah, that'll happen.
I like when we do those.
Yeah, that'll happen. But yeah, no, but and the reason,
Closing time.
Off air we have conversations, and it's amazing some of the things that I learned. And Mike was telling me about a closing that he had where he used some of his creativeness to get his offer accepted. I don't want to go into details. I mean, we can talk about that another time more in detail, but I just want to bring that up. And when you're working with a
Thank you, sir.
a strong, seasoned professional, that has your best interest at hand, that makes a world of difference in a competitive market like we are in right now.
I'm just gonna give spill a little bit of it. There were 6 offers, and we weren't the highest, and we won.
Yeah.
So we can get into details about it another show, but it was pretty cool.
Yeah, it
I
is
felt
very cool.
good about it.
It's very cool.
My buyers felt great about it. They were really happy.
Yeah, it's very cool. You know what I mean? So I just want to throw that out there. Once again, if we just, if you're thinking about buying or selling, you need to get information. You might have questions. Just reach out for questions. Okay. It doesn't necessarily mean you're going to end up hiring him, but he's available, and he can help maybe answer some questions for you.
I appreciate that, sir.
Yeah. So I thought I'd throw that out there.
And how about you? What about people wanting to buy? I mean,
Yeah, I mean, it's
The first thing I do is tell them, have you talked to a lender yet? Oh, no? Call David.
Yeah, no, I mean, as far as me, it's kind of the same as far as, things are going well, several closings recently, and
Good.
Busy this week already. It's only Wednesday, and I feel like I had,
It's been a busy week already.
Yeah,
I agree.
My Mondays are always crazy because, you try to set up your week ahead of time, but Monday is when my week starts going through, starts morphing and changing because of things that happen. Unfortunately, part of our industry is being reactive. And what I mean by that is you never know when you're going to have a fresh referral sent to you that may need some attention. So I had a couple of refi referrals sent to me in the last couple of days, and then also helping a senior client with information about a reverse mortgage. And, sometimes that takes a lot of time.
Yeah. For those that don't know, David is a reverse mortgage specialist. He truly is.
Thank you. Because
I don't even understand. You've explained them to me several times, and I still don't get them. I get them, but I don't. Like, you're the guru on them for sure.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I know you and I both were busy, whatever, but we need to make time. So just so I can just make sure you understand a little bit better, we might have to get with Doc and set up an appointment for all of us to just, visit some mugs.
Oh,
yeah.
We've not had a mug at our local Baffin Brewery in a minute.
Yeah.
The three of us together.
No. Yeah, and I'm doing Sober October this month, so
that's right.
It'll have to be for November.
That's okay.
I thought it was Sober November, isn't it? No, isn't it? Is it October?
No, it's October. Sober October.
No Shave November? Is that
No Shave November.
Okay.
Yeah.
I knew there was something.
And then Dry January.
Which I don't do.
Those all sound horrible to me.
Yeah. I do not do Dry January. January, we need. So anyways.
Yeah. You know what? I don't drink like I used to. I mean, I enjoy my beer, but I don't drink like I used to, so I don't feel the need to even have to participate in any of the non-drinking months.
So we'll have to get a November date on the calendar for a mug.
Yeah, we can do that. It's still before we still got time.
Shout out to Baffin Brewery.
Yeah.
November 1st.
Yeah, we just started the last quarter of the calendar year, so yeah, we got plenty of time. But I thought I'd throw that out there.
I didn't even think about that. We're into the fourth quarter.
Yeah, we're in the fourth quarter, man. Yep. We're in the stretch. Things are going well, and as far as interest rates,
I saw they went up a little.
Yeah, interest rates did go up a little bit. So I want to just spend just a couple of minutes and talk about that without getting too geeky and too nerdy. I think the easiest way to put what's going on with rates is kind of looking at it two ways. First of all, when it comes to mortgage rates right now, a lot of it has to do with anticipation. What I mean by that is the Fed cut rates, last month. They made their first cut in like 4 years. Before that, we were anticipating the cut, because of all the data that's coming out. And when I say data, a lot of it has to do with jobs data in reality. So we were already anticipating a cut. I think most people, including myself, were anticipating for the Fed to do a 0.25% cut. So because we were anticipating that, mortgage rates, which are based more on mortgage bonds and the 10-year treasury, yada, 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 have already, that's why rates were creeping down already. We were already anticipating that cut. Now, two things happened since then. First of all, the Fed cut 0.5% instead of 1/4, which kind of disrupted the cart right away. Even that day, mortgage rates
went up that day. I heard that. Yep.
So that disrupted the cart a little bit. And then since then, we've had stronger than expected jobs data come in. Especially there was a big report that just came out last week, last Friday. So that's why rates are creeping up. Now, the trend is that the Fed will continue to cut as needed. We already knew that. But see, now what's happening is after the Fed made their 0.5% cut, and before this data came out, a lot of gurus or whatever were saying, wow, they gave us a 0.5% cut. They really want to move quick And they were already putting their money down that we were going to have another 0.5% cut in November, okay? Because the next time they meet is in November. Now, as this data's come out, now they're saying, well, now we might get a quarter cut in November. Then more data's coming out, and it's more positive than, I mean, this data was a whole lot more positive Friday, okay, without getting into details.
So that's good news.
It's good news. So,
Okay.
so that's the weird thing. It's good news for the economy, okay, because unemployment it went down. Jobs are plenty, right? The job market increased. People are finding work. Those are positive things. But because of those positive things, because of the good news, with mortgage rates alone, it's not so good news right now, temporarily, okay? As a matter of fact, there's talk now that they may not even cut in November. Okay.
So they're just going to meet.
Well, they're going to meet.
Will they still meet?
They're going to meet.
Okay.
Okay. But once again, it's almost like, you go into the racetrack and betting on a horse. There's three things that you can bet on, and the bet for the 0.5% cut
Win, place, or show.
Yep. For the 0.5% is almost null right now. Okay. 0.25% or no cut at all. Those are really your two bets right now. Okay. Now, with that said, how is that affecting mortgage rates right now? Well, right now, because of this data so fresh, that's why mortgage rates have gone up just a little bit, because there's not anything to anticipate in the near future, okay? Because the Fed meets in November. That's the last time they meet this year. They don't meet again until next year, which means, we're already going to have a new president. It's already going to be a new year. Things change when it comes to a new year, right? I mean, people's mentality changes when it comes to a new year. So, when the Fed makes a cut, it's great because it directly affects credit card rates, car loans, bank loans and things of that sort directly. But with mortgage rates, it's a little bit different because that's what we call long-term financing. Most people get a mortgage for, 30 years. Mm-hmm. Between 15 and 30 years, most people get their mortgages. So it's totally different. So I just wanted to kind of mention that. So with that said, if you want to get geeky about mortgage rates a little bit, or you just want more information, you have questions or whatever, reach out. Give me a call.
David. Call the professor.
Yeah, we'll set up a time. We'll chat, whatever, and I'll do the best I can.
How is that for timing?
Hello.
So I didn't silence my phone for this episode. As you notice, you can see, it's a good thing, though. My phone's been ringing off the hook, so I'm getting a lot of voicemails piling up, so we get off. I got to return these calls.
That's the intro clip.
Yeah. So you mentioned the horse race track. It made me think of something. I'm sponsoring Night at the Races. I don't know if you ever heard of it. They do a Night at the Races. It's a fundraiser. It's fun. They have a simulcast on the Scream the Horse, and people make bets on it. It's for my friend's daughter's dance. So I bought a horse, and guess what I named my horse? Closing Time.
Oh, okay.
Oh, nice.
Closing Time.
Nice.
I thought maybe it was going to be like Pride Junior or something like that.
That made me think of that. I'm like, oh yeah, I just bought a horse. Yeah. I bought a horse.
Yeah, that's awesome. But yeah. So, anyways, that's that for right now about interest rates. Hopefully, if you weren't aware of how that works, you're a little bit more knowledgeable about that, and you can always go to the interweb and do your research.
And we're not live, so I know we're not a live show. We're a podcast. But if anyone has any topics or questions, anything you want us to cover on this podcast, shoot us an email or a text.
Absolutely,
that'd be great. You want to talk about appraisals or any questions you have, that'd be great.
Yeah, we've never even asked the audience for that before.
It just dawned on me.
Yeah, that's a great idea. So. It's a great idea.
248. No.
Yeah, no, but other than that, I mean, business is just normal. I mean, with it being out there that the trend of rates is coming down, and the trend is that rates are coming down. It's just that right now, like a lot of things right now, we've kind of hit a plateau right now. So we're...
And I know everyone thought with that cut that I was in the middle of a deal. We're just days before closing. And my client called me. He's like, am I locked in at that? Because I heard they just cut rates. I'm like, No, they didn't. He's like, I'm like, talk to the lender, but you're not going to get it. He thought, he's going to save 0.5%.
Exactly.
That's what he heard on the news.
Yeah, and that's why.
I'm like, you're already logged in. It's probably better than what it is today.
Yeah, my phone is ringing off the hook, and I was getting all kind of texts, from clients and just.
So I just guided him to his lender. I didn't want to.
Yeah,
I'll let
that's what happens. But that's why I wanted to bring that up. Okay, I mean, it's not. I mean, people should be in tune because your interest rate is important. But your interest rate is not the most important thing. It's far from being the most important thing when it comes to buying a house or even refinancing. Okay, I've got clients right now that are looking to refinance, and they're gonna take a higher rate now, but it's because of their situation. Okay, they're either consolidating debt or they're trying to pull money out for some necessary things. Sometimes it's something necessary, like something medical or whatever.
I said it 1,000 times, right? Every deal is different. Every situation.
Every situation is different. So doesn't hurt.
Literally, everyone's situation is different.
Yeah, it doesn't hurt. It doesn't cost anything but a little bit of time to get some information. So if you're in a situation,
you can make an educated decision.
Yeah, exactly. Get the information and get an educated decision, because when you're dealing with buying a home or dealing with equity in your home, it's a huge decision.
And it's awesome that I see people with equity. There's, I remember in 08, 09 when no one had equity. And now I see it. When I meet with people, give them a price on their home, do a market analysis. It's great to see that almost everyone has equity in their home. Just this market's good. So,
yeah. And last time we taped, we actually had a guest. So I want to mention that one more time. We had
go for Goodnight.
Yeah, we had
Goodnight for life.
We had the great Samantha Goodnight of
Farm Bureau
Agency. Yeah, Goodnight. And she was an awesome guest, so we want to thank her again for being here. But because we had a guest, and I can't remember if the tape before that, sometimes we have a little segment where I might throw someone where?
Under the bus with David Underwood.
So I just want to mention,
Can I just say I'm scared? I'm always scared when he does this because I don't know. I don't know what he's going to say.
No, I just, I want to throw a category. This is in regards to lenders, because I'm a lender. Okay, I'm a mortgage lender, and this is regarding to mortgage lenders. Without getting into a lot of details, I recently had someone refer to me, with a situation that they're trying to refinance, and the lender that they were talking to, they were already talking to a lender, and the lender just seemed to be rushing them through a process. And the more I dug into the process, the worse the situation looked at how they were trying to handle this client. Once again, I don't want to go into a lot of details, but I mean, it was so bad that they weren't even, giving them true information, okay, about what could be done. So, for legal reasons, I don't want to get into too much detail, but they were basically supplying a bunch of falsehoods and making this customer feel like they were going to be in a certain situation and that the future looked a certain way with their loan. And after digging into it, it was totally, totally false. And
so you were able to help them.
Yep, I'm helping them. I'm helping them right now. So with that said, that's who I'm throwing under the bus. People, I hate to say this because I don't like to talk bad about other lenders, and I
agree because I hate to do that.
Yeah,
too.
I know who the lender is.
I hate to talk bad about other agents, and if I have a bad lender, I hate to talk bad about a lender because I just professional courtesy. I don't want to.
I know who the lender is, and I'm not going to mention their name, but I just want to say, people, be careful. Okay, this situation was so bad. The first thing that came to my mind is this is so close to almost being a scam. Which is sad because in our industry, we're very heavily regulated.
Yes.
We're all licensed. So to hear that this is to see this going on, and I see this once in a blue moon, but I hadn't seen this in a while with our market being so competitive. But this is in regards to a refinance. And unfortunately, here's what's going to happen. And this is the reason I'm bringing it up. The trend is that rates are going to come down. And there's a lot of people that have gotten mortgages they've either bought homes or refinanced over the last few years when rates were higher than when they were, when they were rock bottom. So if you're thinking about refinancing, be very careful about who you're dealing with, okay? Don't let anyone rush you. I mean, if your situation is that you need to take care of something quickly, I understand. But you still got to get your information, ask the right questions. I just want to throw that out there. So if you need help, if you just have questions, if you just want a second opinion, you can always reach out to me, okay? I just want to say, I'm going to leave it at that. That's who I'm throwing under the bus, are the lenders that are trying to do things the wrong way.
Boom, boom.
All right. So how we doing on time, Doc?
All right, we are at, with a little extra time, 47 minutes.
Okay. Yeah, we're running a little over.
Extra time. What is this, a soccer game?
Well,
we're into extra time.
yeah, we're flapping our jaws a little bit longer today because we had a guest last week, and we, a lot of good sports stuff going on, so we wanted to get that in. But I think we're gonna call it quits for today. But I do want to give a shout out to the Knot, where we have where we do our tapings.
NOTT.
Yep, NOTT, the Knot.
Liquid Death.
Yeah, there you
Our
go.
unofficial sponsor. And of course,
shout out to the doctor, Dr. Hooper,
our amazing producer.
Thank you very much.
Yep. We appreciate all you do. Love you, man.
Appreciate you guys thoroughly, really.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And Mike, I appreciate you, bro. How can people get a hold of you?
586-291-2652. Call or text.
And me, Dave Underwood, Top Flight Financial. Call or text 248-219-3457. Go Tigers.
Go Tigers.
Go Lions.
Go Lions.
And until next time, folks.
Peace out.